Okay, so we'll go in, import or open the DXF file. Take this one here and import to a new part as a 2D sketch. Next, and then finish. And then I go in and I'm going to delete these lines here. And once I've done that, I can select this, edit the sketch, and then I would select like this group of, say that group of targets, and go into Tools, Spline Tools, Fit Spline. Then I delete the geometry and just hit the green check box, and that's created that one spline there. And I would do the same for this section here. Actually, it'd be this whole section here. Same thing. Tools, spline tools, fit spline, and okay, and then these pieces here. Tools, spline tools, fit spline, and that's how we created that. And then once we've got that done, I'll check that off, and then model, I guess edit, insert surface planar, and there. So when we go to create piece, we select this, create piece, hit the green arrow, convert to exact flat, select the material, hit OK. You have to go through the flattener even though it's flat. Hit OK here, and then we go into our pattern view, and then we can add our seams. So seam there, seam here, and seam here, and then we just go down, select what type of seam type we want, say 8 mil, then we add our notches, say 1/4 inch V-notch, hit OK, and we will create a, we'll do spacing of about 3.94 inches, so it's added all the notches around there. Simply hit the green there. So we've got our notches, we've got our seam. Now if we want to add something like a Velcro, we could go in, 3D sketch, select this, spline on surface, and I could just draw a line here, say here. I hit the checkbox there. We've got our line here. Then when I go into my exact flat tools, I can go to markings, select this. So I've selected that piece as the piece to be marked. I select my marking type. I don't know if I have Velcro. I could add it quite easily, but let's just say it's a sew line. We'll just say that sew line there. Hit OK, and then we'll check that off. So we've got our sew line here. We've got our notches. We've got our seam. Then we could go in and file and create a drawing from the part. I'm going to save this and just hit OK. And I'll bring the piece in. So there's our part there. If I want it to be in color, I can go in and shade it. So it's that blue, or I can just go in and like that. So now we have our drawing. I'll go into my piece table. If we had a bunch of pieces, like those 5 pieces, they'd all show up here. Material table. So that's the material we're making. I can do a cost. So the cost of the piece. And then I can start doing like a notch table for all the notches we have. Okay. And that'll show the spacing, and I'll zoom in in a second. And then I can do a balloon, so a piece balloon, and then I could also do like notch balloon, and it'll create the notches there. And same thing if I just click that. So let's just go and take a look what I've done. So I've created my notch balloons here. Whoops. They've given all the notch types and they've identified those notch types. I've done my, if I go over here, I'll just pan over here and we can zoom in and see some of these features here. So this basically gives us a notch ID. If we had a notch name for each notch, we could have it over here. The materials identified, the material quantities identified. It's given us an auto marker set and a cost of 18 cents. And those are fictitious numbers because I think I basically just have a penny a foot for the material, but, or maybe 2 cents a foot, I don't really know. Anyway, so you can do the drawings quite easily, and it's all done in ExactFlat and SolidWorks. If you have any questions, give me a call. Sorry, one last thing I forgot to mention, that basically I have a hardware balloon here that I can add, which would be on that piece there. And if you remember, that was the piece of Velcro that we added. So just zoom in here, but yeah, so I guess I should move my balloon, but basically that was the hardware for the Velcro or the sew line that I added, and I've created a balloon out here, which would be identifier of that, and then if I do a hardware call out on that piece, I can create that also. So it's just basically a hardware call out, add there, and we can select what we want to show it as, but basically it allows us to do all these things in the same software product. So if you have any questions about the hardware callouts, the piece tables, or any of these things, let me know, and we can definitely get with you. We can also do like create publish this to eDrawings. We can do things like create the bill of materials, which is more of a SolidWorks thing. But all this stuff can be done in SolidWorks and ExactFlat. So, um, you know, I think the next step is basically let's get online with the SolidWorks folks and myself and you guys, and we'll go through everything. All right, thanks.